Today we're diving into a topic that could save you over $1,000 and a whole lot of headaches. Are the most expensive, top-of-the-line robot vacuums actually any good? Let's get into it.
Yeah, just let that image sink in for a second. It is the absolute nightmare scenario, isn't it? You spend a fortune on a supposedly intelligent robot, and you come home to, well, that. And this isn't just some funny anecdote. It's a real, frustrating problem with these high-end machines.
That whole nightmare scenario just highlights the massive gap between what's advertised and what you might actually get. So what exactly are these companies promising you for that $1,000 price tag?
Well, the first thing you'll notice is something I like to call the Pascal War. All these big manufacturers are locked in this crazy arms race, and their weapon of choice is suction power, which is measured in pascals, or PA.
You know, just a few years ago, a top-tier model might have had a few thousand pascals. But now, we're seeing models like the Ecovox T80 Omni hitting a monstrous 18,000 pascals.
But of course, the escalation doesn't stop there. Roborock answers back with its QRevo Curve X, pushing that number even higher to 22,000 pascals.
And then you get something like the dreamy Matrix 10 Ultra, which advertises an almost unbelievable 30,000 pascals of suction. The numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger and, frankly, a little absurd.
But look, it's not just about raw power. The flagship promise is a whole symphony of futuristic features. We are talking about docks that wash their own mops with scalding hot water, mop pads that have retractable legs, AI that supposedly recognizes over 200 different objects, and even side brushes that can extend out to get into corners. They are selling you a total vision of hands-off, automated cleaning perfection.
So with all that power and all those features, you'd expect spotless floors, right? Well, this is exactly where all that marketing hype comes crashing into the messy reality of real-world testing.
And this all leads us to the central question we're really exploring today. In the world of robot vacuums, does a bigger price tag actually guarantee better performance? The answer, well, it might surprise you.
Check this out. The experts at Vacuum Wars did some extensive testing and found something fascinating. In their mopping tests, Roborock's newer, more expensive S8 Max V actually scored worse than the older S8 Pro Ultra. And it wasn't a fluke. The exact same thing happened with Dreamy. Their newer models performed worse than the older ones. So much for progress, huh? And it's not just mopping. Testers from places like TechGear Lab and The Hookup consistently find these AI-powered flagships are failing in some really basic ways. Their obstacle avoidance is often underwhelming. They can leave your rugs soaking wet. Those fancy new roller mops can leave streaks. And for all that insane suction power, pet hair pickup can be just okay. Some even get stuck on a simple doorway. It's maddening.
So what is going on here? Well, it all comes down to something we're going to call the great performance trade-off. Let's break down what that actually means for you and your wallet.
So here's the theory in a nutshell. These top-tier robot vacuums, they often prioritize packing in all these experimental, cutting-edge features at the expense of just perfecting the core jobs, vacuuming and mopping. So in a way, you're not buying a totally finished product. You're often paying a huge premium to basically beta test their latest ideas.
This slide really highlights the difference in philosophy. You see, the flagship models, their focus is all on that cutting-edge AI and navigation, so their strength is avoiding that random sock on the floor. But their weakness, the actual cleaning, can be pretty average. Now, the mid-tier models have a totally different focus, proven cleaning and mopping. They might not be great at avoiding clutter, but they often have much better raw vacuuming power where it counts. And that brings us to the real heroes of our story today, the mid-tier models. It turns out, this is often where you find the best actual cleaning performance, and for sure, the best value.
Hey, remember that Pascal War we were talking about? Well, this quote from The Hookup just cuts right through all that marketing noise. In my experience, carpet vacuuming performance isn't directly correlated with suction. That's right, those huge 20,000 or 30,000 Pascal numbers, they don't actually mean much by themselves. And here is the proof. In a controlled test, two mid-tier vacuums, the Emor P50 Ultra and the Dream L40S, actually picked up more debris than the former flagship champion. I mean, just look at the chart. We are talking about better performance for less money.
And it's the same story with mopping. Testing found that the top mid-tier robots actually tied for first place with the most expensive flagship models. This just goes to show you do not need to spend a fortune to get elite mopping performance.
Okay, so we've established that more expensive doesn't automatically mean better cleaning. So how can you make the smart choice for your home?
It really just comes down to 3 simple steps. First, take an honest look at your home. Is it a minefield of toys and cords, or is it generally pretty tidy? Second, what's your real priority? Do you need flawless object avoidance, or is maximum deep cleaning power what you're really after? And finally, just forget about the Pascal war. Focus on real-world test results for cleaning and mopping, not just those big, flashy suction numbers.
And please remember, no vacuum is perfect. Even Tech Gear Lab's pick for the best premium robot, a $1,600 Roborock, was found to have mediocre pet hair pickup. At that price, you'd expect perfection, but these trade-offs are everywhere.
So the next time you see a robot vacuum with a 4-figure price tag, just ask yourself this one question. Are you paying for a clean floor, or are you paying to be a beta tester?